Forget the intro. Let's just get straight to it. Level 1, the entry hook, aka the trap. CLA, GLA, GLB, these are Mercedes' starter flex cars. They look good enough to get you in the door, but you'll probably feel kinda silly about them 6 months later when you see what the next level actually delivers. Starts at 43,000-ish. Same front drive bones, same turbo 4-banger, 0 to 60 in a respectable but boring 7 seconds. Perfect for commuting to work, running errands, and pretending you made it when your boys ask what you're driving these days. You're really just buying the big screens, turbine vents, and that 3-pointed star so you can post it on the gram and watch the likes roll in. The MBUX looks like something out of an S-Class, but the rest of the car makes sure you know it's not. Reality check. Road noise like you left the windows down on the highway. Bumps that hit harder than your group chat when you post the story. In a backseat so tight, your 6 feet 2 inches buddy will roast you the entire ride to the gym. Depreciates faster than your hype after that one viral story. 3 years later, that $43,000 car is now worth $25,000, and your bank account is sending you passive-aggressive texts every time you open the app. Smart move? Buy used, king. Snag a 2-year-old GLB for $28,000 to $30,000 and let Chad from the dealership eat the depreciation. You get the full Mercedes vibe without taking the massive hit yourself. Buying new here? Bruh. You're literally $6,000 to $7,000 away from a real Mercedes. Don't do it. Level 2, where Mercedes actually starts. C-Class and GLC. This is the, okay, I actually get it now moment. This is where the brand finally clicks and you understand why people are obsessed. C-Class from around $50,000. GLC, same ballpark. Loaded but not stupid? Low to mid-50s. Maybe touching $60,000 once you add the stuff you actually want. That tiny jump buys you the proper rear drive platform. The same DNA as the big boys up to the S-Class. Weight balance that doesn't feel like it's fighting itself. Suspension that actually works. And highway manners that make the Level 1 cars feel like rental Corollas you rented for a weekend trip. Even the base model has mild hybrid assist. Basically, your car has a little electric side hustle to help you merge onto the highway without looking like a grandma in a hurry. You feel the extra smoothness every single time you pull out. This is where most guys first got hooked on what Mercedes actually feels like. Facts. I know so many dudes who started in a C-Class and never looked back. My pick. C300 or GLC 300 with the premium pack. Ventilated seats so your back doesn't sweat like you just hit legs on a hot day. Panoramic roof for those sunset vibes. And decent audio that doesn't make you regret skipping the upgrade. Stay under $60,000 and you're golden. Skip the fake AMG body kit unless you enjoy paying extra to LARP as something you're not. Save that money for actual performance later. Level 3, Executive Territory. E-Class and GLE. This is where the car quietly tells everyone, yeah, I'm that guy, without you having to say a single word. It just sits there looking composed and successful. E350 from around $64,000. Step to the inline-6 E450 and you're at $72,000. GLE does the same dance and climbs just as fast once you start adding options. Biggest flex? Rear legroom that actually fits grown men on a 2-hour trip. No more, sorry bro, knees in my chest, apologies when your friends pile in for a road trip or a long drive. Everyone stays comfortable the whole way. Ride quality jumps so hard, the C-Class suddenly feels like it was built by interns on their first day. Highway driving goes from whatever to I could do this all day and still feel fresh when I arrive. Driver assists are actually useful here. Adaptive cruise and lane centering that basically drive for you when you're hungover or doom scrolling on your phone. It's not full self-driving, but it definitely takes the edge off long, boring stretches. 80% of you should stop shopping right here. Seriously, this is the sweet spot. Before things get stupid and the price starts jumping way faster than the actual upgrades. Level 4, the flagship. S-Class. No crossover version. Just pure I've made it in sedan form. Mercedes didn't need to make an SUV version because this car already says everything. S500 starts around $120,000. S580 V8 around $131,000. This car isn't really for you up front. It's for whoever's in the back getting massaged like they're at a 5-star spa. Reclining seats, separate climate zones, fold-out tables, legroom that makes business class look like Spirit Airlines on a bad day. Driver gets the cheat codes. Air suspension that sees bumps before you hit them using cameras. Cabin so quiet, you can hear your stocks printing or crashing. Material's so nice you feel guilty eating Taco Bell in it, even if the bag is on the floor. Honest take, 20% better than a loaded E in every measurable way, for double the money. That math only hits if you're the guy who notices the difference every single drive, or the guy who loves when the valet straightens up like you just pulled up in a private jet. Level 5, AMG Territory. A falter box says, "Hold my Red Bull," and turns everything into a menace to society on four wheels. C63 hybrid four-cylinder, 671 horsepower, a four-pot making supercar number, 3.3 to 60. Your accountant just felt that in his soul, and probably needs a minute. E63S and GLE63 doing the same to responsible cars, turning soccer mom SUVs into straight-line missiles that embarrass sports cars at stoplights while still carrying groceries. You're paying for hand-built engines with one dude's signature on a plaque. Basically, the automotive version of a limited drop sneaker that can also do 180 miles per hour on the track. Surprise goat. AMG GLC 43. Real AMG exhaust note, stance, and attitude in something you can still daily without hating your life or your insurance guy. Around $70,000. AMG for people who still have to go to work on Monday and actually use the back seats. S-Class is how the world sees you parked looking calm and collected. AMG is how they hear you leaving, and probably calling the cops 2 seconds later. Level 6. Icon status. G-Class gets its own tier because it's not a car anymore. It's a personality disorder with off-road capability and a six-figure price tag. Military truck from 1979 that somehow became the ultimate I don't care what gas costs flex. $150,000 plus sticker, $30,000 dealer markup. Waiting lists longer than your to-do list on a busy week. G550 around $154,000. G63 around $186,000 with the V8 that sounds like it wants to fight everyone in the parking lot. Weighs as much as a small planet. 14 miles per gallon city. Turning circle like a yacht trying to park in a compact spot. Door closing sound is literally trademarked because even the thunk needs to flex on everybody. People still pay over sticker and thank the dealer with a smile. Why? Because nothing else says, I could have bought anything and I chose the one that looks like it delivers mail to war zones, quite like it. It turns heads everywhere you go. Stick with the G550 unless you want the extra 134 horsepower and the extra speeding tickets that come with that angry V8 exhaust note. Level 7. Ultra Rare Flex. We've left cars and entered assets that happen to have wheels and a superiority complex. Maybach S-Class from $204,000 up. GLS Maybach around $178,000 with rear seats that make the regular S feel like Uber pool economy. Champagne flutes, folding tables, the works. Then the final boss, AMG ONE. Actual F1 hybrid engine in a street car, $2.7 million. Only 275 ever made. 1,063 horsepower. Can't even be registered normally in the US. You get 2,500 miles a year like it's on parole. Most of these live in climate-controlled garages and come out twice a year for car shows so the owner can flex on other millionaires. 10% nicer than a regular S-Class for triple the money. Only makes sense when money is just a concept your accountant handles while you sip coffee in the back seat. The trap. Level 1. Not because the cars are trash, but because for a few grand more, you jump straight to level 2 and get the actual rear-drive Mercedes experience instead of a fancy badge on economy car bones. The real cheat code is levels 2 through 4. C-Class to S-Class. $50,000 to $150,000. That's where the engineering actually matches the price, and you still get to flex responsibly without going broke. Start with a C to understand the vibe, and see if the brand clicks for you. Upgrade to an E when life and your buddies demand more space and comfort for longer trips. Hit the S-Class when you actually earned the celebration and want to treat yourself properly. Below level 2, you're mostly renting the badge. Above level 4, you're just making a wealth statement, and your accountant is crying in the corner while looking at the numbers. The best Mercedes is always the one you'll actually drive and enjoy every single day. Everything else is just expensive garage decoration that looks fire on your story for 6 months before you forget about it. If this saved you from a wallet L, smash subscribe. I break down cars and money the way they actually work. No brochure fluff, no cap. See you in the next one.